Hello to the nation, Dr. PlayStation Nation here to talk to you guys over a WMD domination. I'm using the AK-47 dual mag CZZ whatever 75s dual wield with concussion frag C4 hacker pro, hardline pro, sleight of hand pro, and I am using care package, blackbird, attack dogs as my kill streaks. Sorry, it's the same class as before. I'll try working in new classes so it's more entertaining for you guys. Comment below if there's anything you want to see. Please don't just put I don't know, dual-wield PM63 rapid fire or something like that. I'm not going to do something like that because it's going to be pretty much impossible unless I go into a ground war or something like that and get the perfect lobby. So please don't comment on something like that. If you guys want to see like MPL gameplay or maybe I could do something with a shotgun, I don't know. Anyway, guys. Hopefully, yeah, we just did a host migration here, which kind of sucked. Anyway, during this commentary, I'm going to be talking about job interviewing process and what you should and shouldn't do from my experience. I'm no pro in getting a job. I haven't had a job yet, but I know what not to do in order to get a job. Or what to do in order not to get a job, I should say. Basically, what happened with me is when I turned 15, if it's different in the States, basically 15 is the age where most places will start hiring you. It's not very likely until you're like 16, but most places will start hiring you when you're about 15. So when I was 15, I really thought I was too good to be working at a fast food place like Wendy's, Burger King, Harvey's, McDonald's. I thought I was too good to work there, so I would hand out resumes at different places like inside malls, at like, I don't know, clothing stores, sports equipment stores. I went to computer stores, electronic stores like Best Buy and Future Shop. I went to other places like even a couple movie theaters. I ended up not wanting to work at a movie theater because most of the time when you work there, you have to stay there really late, and buses don't run certain times, and I don't have a driver's license, obviously. But basically, that's what I thought. I thought I was too good for it, and I thought places would absolutely hire me. For instance, there was one time, but then soon I learned that I'm not gonna go into that tangent. But then soon I learned that places don't hire you. After I handed out about 30 plus resumes at different places, I found out no, they're only going to hire you if you have experience in that area. They don't want to sink a whole bunch of money, for those of you who don't know, in order to put a new employee through orientation and all that other stuff and get them their uniform and everything. It costs a lot of money. Anywhere between $500 to $1,000 in order to get them trained, put them through orientation, get them their uniform and everything. It's a lot of money. So they want to make sure that they have the best possible candidate. And fast food places are a good place to start. I'll give you guys a little story. When I went to go apply at Best Buy, I handed the guy my resume, and he started looking it over just a little bit, and he started asking me questions for kind of like an impromptu interview. And basically what he was asking me was what I knew about cameras, what I knew about computers, what I knew about video games, what I knew about videos, TVs, movies, stuff like that. And I really surprised him. He was saying like, wow, this is really interesting that you know all this stuff. You know more than a lot of people that actually work here. And then he went and asked me if I had any working experience, and he said no. And I said no, sorry. And he came back and told me, I'm sorry, we can't hire you. We can put you on file, and then you could come back when you have work experience, but it's company policy that you need to have some sort of work experience. And that might be different in the States for Best Buy, but Best Buy here, for the most part, you need some sort of work experience in order to work there. But, so that kind of sucks, but now I know that if I were to work at this McDonald's and get this job, I could go back there and get a job that I actually enjoy, because I would really like to talk to people about stuff like when they come in and say, hey, what should I get, Xbox or PlayStation? My son wants one. I could say, hey, Xbox sucks so much. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't want to start a console war in the description or in the comments below, or do I? Anyway, so basically that was the only interview I had, aside from a grocery store who they called me up and they asked me for an interview. It didn't go too well. Basically because most of the questions they asked me had to do with if I had any past job experience. They would be like, in a past job, have you had to deal with a customer that was angry about your services, and I couldn't answer it. The only thing that I could kind of relate it to would be extracurricular activities or volunteer work that I did, which was very minimal. So I suggest to you guys, if you're 15 years or older and you want to get a job, do some volunteer work. Because during the interview process, no matter what job it is, they're going to be asking you some questions related to how would you handle this scenario? Could you give me a time when this happened or this happened? And unless you've had some sort of experience, you won't be able to answer it. And if you're just quiet the whole time and can't answer a question, they're most likely not going to hire you. Basically, just quickly, guys, in this game, I'm more going for team support. I get I think 3 or something blackbirds in this game. No dogs, sorry. It's not a 2-beast game. I think you go like 29-6, so it's okay. But anyway, back to the story. So then basically I went through a year of doing that, no job. Then when I turned 16, I finally just broke down, went to basically every fast food place that I knew, and I handed out resumes. And this was just like a couple days ago, like a week ago, I handed out all these resumes. And I've been getting some callbacks, so I'll be going to more interviews soon, but the one that I just recently went to was at McDonald's. And I have a friend, there's a friend of the family that knows the person that owns that McDonald's, and that's how I got the interview there. So basically, the interview, he said, was more of a formality, and I would most likely be getting the job because I was being referred by a manager of McDonald's. His friend of the family is a manager at one of the McDonald's in Ottawa. So because I'm getting a referral from him, it's most likely that I will be getting the job. So basically, I was really confident during the interview, but it was still pretty scary during the interview to be asked all these questions. Maybe not scary, but kind of nerve-wracking to be asked these questions, especially because I didn't have the job. Like, he was saying that most likely it'll happen, but then I go in and this person's telling me that, do you want full-time or part-time? Because we're looking for a lot of full-time right now and not too much part-time. So it is kind of annoying in that aspect. Nerve-wracking in that aspect, because you're competing with a lot of other people for very few jobs. And anyway, it went pretty well, I'm going to say, but again, the problem was I didn't have very much volunteer experience and no job experience to speak of. So whenever they asked me the few questions that they did that had to include past experience, all I could answer them was from the little experience I had, or say, well, I haven't encountered that problem yet. But then some of the other questions, thankfully, she changed them from what did you do in this situation to what would you do in this situation, to kind of help me out, because she saw that I didn't have any job experience. So I kind of lucked out in that. But anyway, guys, that's the only things I have to say to you. Pro tips right there. Don't think that you're too good to flip burgers, and make sure you have as much experience as you possibly can before going into a job interview. Here in Ontario, it's actually mandatory for us to have 40 hours of community service. So after going through that gave me what little experience I had in order to answer these questions. Anyway, hopefully that was kind of good for you, and now I'm just going to be talking about the gameplay, basically. So if you guys didn't notice, I'm kind of camping up here. I'm just trying to play more of a support role, watch B, because we were losing it a lot during this game. If you guys were noticing, maybe not a lot, but we kept on almost losing it. I had a couple teammates in the party with me that were telling me, hey, we're losing B, we need somebody to watch it. So I just volunteered to come up here. I didn't think I would do too well. I thought they would actually see, hey, this guy killed me twice from up here, I'm going to kill him. But no, they just kept on running back out. I get another blackbird up here. See, this guy came up with an idea to come up and try and kill me, but his commando knife didn't work. But anyway, so I continue doing this, get my blackbird here, and I believe I get shot after like 1 kill away from my dogs or something like that. But anyway, game's kind of winding down a bit. We really push for the win in this game. The people that I'm actually playing with are the people that really push for wins. And I get killed before my dogs again. The people I'm playing with now are the ones that really push for wins. And I wanted to ask you guys that too. Would you guys want to see a game that doesn't necessarily have a good KD, but we either pull a game so much in order to win it? Like, I have a couple of games that I don't know if I have them recorded or not, but basically what had happened was we were down like 160 to 98 or something, and we triple capped them and pulled in for the win, and some even bigger gaps than that. I have one where we didn't actually win, but we got the game from being 194 and 137 or something like that, triple capped them and held it till the end of the game. But at the very end of the game, they came back and just capped the C flag or something on array, and we couldn't hold it, so kind of sucked. It was a letdown. But tell me if you guys would like that, like just really good like clutch games, I guess, if you will. Comment below what other game types you might want to see. I would do TDM, but the people that I'd roll with usually steal all my kills, so I'd usually pull out with like a 2 KD or something like that, like 20 and 10 or something, because I have to rush around so hard that I die a lot, but I need to rush that hard in order to get kills. Or else I pull out with like 14 and 2 or something, which is not, it's a good KD, but not a very good score. Anyway, game's really winding down. It's almost done now. This team was actually somewhat hard to beat. It wasn't like completely difficult to beat, but it was hard to keep a good KD while going through it. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. I almost got the final kill for Valkyrie with the Valkyrie rocket, but sadly no. 29 and 6 with one capture for one. I can't even see the screen right now. But anyway, 1 and 4 of something. Anyway, guys, I'm Dr.